So, you're learning English, right? And the big goal, the one everyone talks about, is fluency. But how do you actually get there in 2026? Well, today we're giving you the complete playbook. We have dug through insights from global experts, tons of academic research, and all the latest tech reviews to build your ultimate strategy. All right, so here's what we're going to cover. First, we'll nail down what fluent actually means so you're not chasing some vague, undefined goal. Then, we'll map out your personal learning blueprint. After that, we'll explore the two main paths to get there, cover the daily habits that really make a difference, and finally, look at the awesome AI tools that can seriously put your learning on hyperdrive. Okay, let's kick things off with a big one. We all say we want to be fluent, but what does that word even really mean? It feels like this giant, kinda intimidating mountain to climb. So, how can we track our progress with a standard that the whole world actually agrees on? Well, the good news is there's a universal standard that does exactly that. It takes this fuzzy idea of fluency and turns it into something concrete, something based on what you can actually do. It's called the CEFR. You can basically think of it as a global passport for your language skills. It doesn't really care how many words you've memorized. What it cares about is what you can do with the language out there in the real world. And it's recognized everywhere that matters. And this is where it gets really powerful. The CFR isn't just some test you take, it's your personal roadmap. It literally lays out a step-by-step journey, taking you from your very first words all the way to total mastery. See, the whole thing is broken down into three main levels. You start out as a basic user, which is all about survival English, getting by. Then you move up to being an independent user, and finally a proficient user, where you've got skills that are pretty much near native. It's such a clear path to follow. And this is why it all matters. Take a look. Each level unlocks real, tangible career opportunities. At A2, you're good to go for simple customer service. But check out the jump to B2. All of a sudden, you're qualified for management roles, degree programs, international business. That B2 level is really the magic number for professional fluency. And if you push to C1, now you're talking executive roles, complex negotiations, the whole shebang. Okay, so you've got your map. You know where you're going. The next question is, how do you actually get there? When you boil it all down, there are really two fundamental ways to learn. So you've got two main camps, right? In one corner, you have your classic classroom learning, and it's great. It gives you that solid, systematic foundation in grammar and vocabulary in a safe, structured way. But in the other corner, you have language immersion, which, let's be honest, kind of throws you in the deep end. It forces you to use the language in real time, which just massively speeds up your path to fluency. But here's the secret, the thing that all the experts agree on. You don't have to choose. In fact, you shouldn't. The most effective strategy is a hybrid model. I love this analogy. Think of the classroom as the place where you build the engine for your car piece by piece. But immersion, that's where you actually get behind the wheel and learn how to drive on the open road. You need both. All right, so we've got the big picture stuff down, your map and your method. Now let's zoom in on the day-to-day. The small, simple habits that are going to make the biggest difference in your clarity, your pronunciation, and just your overall confidence. These 5 habits might look simple, but trust me, they are so powerful. First up, speak slowly. It's not a sign of weakness, it's a tool for being precise. Reading aloud every single day, that's like taking your mouth to the gym. Actively listening to native speakers helps you pick up the natural music and rhythm of the language. And yeah, tongue twisters are great for training those tricky sounds. But honestly, the biggest game changer on this list, recording yourself. It's like having your own personal coach on call 24/7, showing you exactly what you need to work on. And last but not least, let's talk about the supercharger, the thing that can really accelerate your progress in 2026. Technology. AI language tools today are so much more than the simple chatbots you might have tried a few years ago. See, we're in this new era of what's called agentic AI, and that's just a fancy way of saying these tools don't just chat with you, they actually teach you. They analyze how you speak, they remember the mistakes you made last week, and they create personalized drills just for you to help you get better anytime, day or night. So to make it easy for you, we've broken down some of the best tools out there based on what they're amazing at. If you're just starting out or you really need that structured practice, an app like Speak is just fantastic. If you want to dive into conversations that feel incredibly real, Lingua is in a league of its own. And if your number one goal is to perfect your accent, Elsa Speak gives you this incredibly detailed technical feedback that's just, wow, it's second to none. And there you have it. That's the playbook. You have a map with the CEFR levels, You have a strategy with the hybrid method, you have your daily tactics to get clearer speech, and you have a high-tech AI vehicle to get you there faster. All the pieces are on the board. The map is in your hands. The only question now is, what's your first move?